So have you ever sat there and wondered, whatever happened to Mr. Bean? Well, now you can find out whatever happened to the actor that played Mr. Bean, because in this video, you get to learn what he's been up to since. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you can find out whatever happened to all your favorites. Not only did Rowan Atkinson play Mr. Bean from 1990 to 1995, Mr. Bean was actually based on a character originally developed by Rowan. The character Mr. Bean lived alone in his small flat in Highbury, North London. He was almost always seen in his trademark tweed jacket and skinny red tie. Now, if you ever watched Mr. Bean, you would know that the character was childlike, mischievous, and mostly destructive in his day-to-day life. Even when he tried to complete the most simplest task, it would become a disaster, but he was determined to find creative ways around every problem. And he would always drive his infamous 1977 Mini and would take his best friend Teddy everywhere he went and involve him in all of his schemes. And all of this would happen without Mr. Bean saying much. Now, many people often speculated why Mr. Bean hardly ever talked. Just a few words here and there, but would mostly just grunt. Some people thought it was because Rowan himself suffered from speech issues, which is true, but Rowan actually said that the reason why Mr. Bean doesn't talk is because it's mostly so that people of different languages can enjoy his character. The humor translates well, even if you don't understand what he's saying. He's meant to be like a character from the silent era. And eventually, Mr. Bean was broadcasted in nearly 200 countries around the world. And Rowan Atkinson and the Mr. Bean TV series was not only nominated for numerous awards, but also won some. So how did Rowan Atkinson get into acting? Well, when he was in university studying electrical engineering, he said, "I was asked in my first term at Oxford to do a sketch in this one-night show at the Oxford Playhouse, and I've never written anything. I'm not really naturally a writer, so I just had to invent sort of 5 minutes of something at 40 hours notice. I just stood in front of the mirror and started to mess around with my face, and this strange, surreal, sort of non-speaking character evolved." And that is where everything started. And in a few years, he had his first hit with the 1979 BBC series, not the 9 o'clock news. But his career really took off when he was in The Blackadder. Not long after that, Rowan co-created and played Mr. Bean in the Mr. Bean TV series. So whatever happened to Rowan Atkinson since playing Mr. Bean? Well, a year after Mr. Bean ended, he starred in a TV series called The Thin Blue Line that only lasted one season. And the year after that, Rowan played Mr. Bean once again in a movie called Bean. He also played Mr. Bean in an animated series that lasted from 2002 to 2019. Now, despite the fact that Mr. Bean only had 14 episodes, it boomed not only into movies and animated series, but also video games and even books. And in 2003, Rowan became Johnny English, the last spy and Britain's last hope. And he also starred in Mr. Bean's Wedding and Mr. Bean's Holiday in 2007. He also played Johnny English once again in the movie Johnny English Reborn in 2011. And apart from acting, Rowan enjoys classic cars and has a pretty impressive collection. Now, even though he's been in several car accidents driving his classic cars and escaped with no severe injuries, he couldn't have predicted the scariest situation of all, having to save his family. You see, when Rowan, his wife, and 2 kids were coming back from vacation, the pilot lost consciousness, and Rowan had to not only fly the plane, but land it. Now, even though Rowan retired the role of Mr. Bean in 2012 and said that apart from the fact that your physical ability starts to decline, I also think someone in their 50s being childlike becomes a little sad. But in honor of Mr. Bean's 25th anniversary, he played him once again in a movie called Mr. Bean Funeral. And what about Atkinson's personal life? Well, after being married for more than 2 decades and having 2 children, Rowan and his wife Sinetra separated in 2014 and divorced the following year. And in that same exact year, Atkinson started dating an actress named Louise Ford, who was 26 years younger than him. And in 2016, Rowan landed a role that wasn't his typical genre. Leaving his comedic energy behind, he played Chief Inspector Jules Maigret in the TV series called Maigret. And the following year, Rowan and his longtime girlfriend welcomed a baby girl. And he played Johnny English in Johnny English Strikes Again in 2018. And in the same year, he also played Mr. Bean in a TV series called Handy Bean from 2018 to 2020. And now that Rowan is 66, what is he currently up to? Well, Rowan is currently filming his new 10-part comedy series on Netflix called Man vs. Bee. His 10-minute per episode series follows a man who is in a battle with a bee while he's house-sitting a luxury mansion. And he's also set to star in a movie called Wonka in 2023. And will Rowan ever really play Mr. Bean again? While he did say that playing Mr. Bean is stressful and exhausting, and he looks forward to the end of it, he added that he will still voice him in the animated versions. He also said that it's easier for him to perform the character vocally than visually. He doesn't much enjoy playing him because the weight of responsibility is not pleasant. Well, I guess he changed his mind because Rowan is set to play Mr. Bean once again in a TV series called Old Bean. And although you can find that Mr. Bean is in the top 5 most popular pages on Facebook, Rowan, however, has said he has no desire to have any presence on social media. And if you want to find out whatever happened to one of your past favorites, tell us which ones in the comments below and it could be made into a video.